for Lindsay.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I'd like to start by commending the member for Shortland for bringing this motion to the House, but also by the spirit of bipartisanship in which wonderful women of the Parliament are speaking out against such an insidious disease that afflicts so many women. And from my personal experience of losing a family member, possibly one of the most painful and horrific ways to die. This week we do see that Ovarian Cancer Awareness Day will be on Wednesday. Ovarian cancer is a disease that really we know little about. There is no screening, there is no proven method of detection. Symptoms are often very, very difficult to spot. Once it was considered a disease that we see in older women, but more and more we're seeing ovarian cancer appear in younger women all around Australia, and women in their mid-30s fading away from this disease. My personal journey is quite interesting. Today is the 22nd of February. Exactly 1 month ago today, on the 22nd of January, my sister-in-law, Hallie Parnell, lost her battle with ovarian cancer. Hallie was 36, and after nearly 2 years of treatment, Hallie was gone. Hallie's story, much like how the member for Ballarat was just discussing, started with an MRI screen because for a number of years, Hallie had endured back pain, 6 years in fact. The MRI to investigate what was going on with her back actually showed that Hallie had ovarian cancer and she had merely only weeks to live. She was diagnosed at stage 4. She was immediately taken off for an operation, full hysterectomy. Hallie had never been married and Hallie had no children. Hallie wouldn't accept the prognosis of 8 weeks. She went into surgery. After enduring chemotherapy, hormone replacement treatment, and pain medication that was required around the clock, Hallie passed away the day before my wedding to her brother, Aaron. We continued on with our wedding because she told Aaron that she'd be angry if he didn't continue. But that was Hallie. She was always thinking about others and others' well-being before her own. But from what I've observed from Hallie's treatment in Australia, I was quite disappointed. While the quality of care of the nurses and the doctors in our country are second to none, the quality of support was amazing. But the fact that chemotherapy seemed to be the only option, and when Hallie's illness often had her too sick to be able to use chemotherapy, it really seemed often quite a hopeless situation. I observed many oncologists, as did the family, wanting to apply more experimental treatments being used in the US, and oncologists being forced by, in many cases, health funds, saying that some of these treatments were not an option. When one specialist considered moving ahead, Hallie's health fund, in fact, sent a threatening letter to Hallie's father saying that if a specific treatment was tried, they would refuse to honour her health insurance and would not pay for even her time in hospital, even after chemotherapy had not worked. The family were further told by hospital staff that this wasn't the first letter that they had seen in this way. And to add further insult to injury, they were told by hospital staff that the health fund was in fact phoning around to ask the hospital as to names and numbers of patients that may have been considering some of these more experimental treatments. I think it's important that we have health insurance, but when we have challenges like ovarian cancer that is so insidious, the costs that Hallie was in hospital, the cost that she was going to be there, I don't for a second accept that this is acceptable behaviour by Australia's health insurers. My husband's family are very upset and very angry that whilst this was going on, this is what they endured from this health fund. And I will be taking this as a formal complaint to the Minister, as I don't believe this is acceptable. I truly believe that health funds are there to help other Australians. While it is too late for Hallie, There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we must continue to work together to fight this disease. The President of the United States of America, Barack Obama's Moonshot for Cancer campaign.
Time has expired. Sorry. Okay.
Moonshot for Cancer in the US. Sorry, I'll start that paragraph again. The President of the United States of America, Barack Obama's Moonshot for Cancer in the US is giving researchers and political backing to give the specialists the motivation to look outside of traditional chemotherapy. Results are already being seen in the US through the use of combined therapies which are not available in Australia. After the experience of my family and the Battle of Hallie, I truly believe that we have fallen behind and we do need to look outside of merely just chemotherapy. Once again, I will be discussing this matter also with the Minister. I realise Obama's idea is only a concept at the moment, but moving this forward is a really important way that we can fight this. While I watched my sister-in-law, Hallie Parnell, fade away from being a bubbly, energetic girl from Melbourne to someone whose last conversation with me was how she was still scared of dying, but she had so much more life to live. I think there's so many other Australians, regardless of age, that deserve a better choice. Thank you.